afternoon. How are you guys today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I hope we're still on the agenda for this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Conversation with lunch. You're from home?
Yes.
Yeah. Trevor, yeah, good to see you. What's new?
Kate's wife's on my school board, so, and he worked for me for several years.
I did.
Nice.
I told JCK was allowed to drive school bus. One of the things I always try to teach the kids, please and thank you, just two simple things. We were talking about some of the things he has to deal with in his program. Anyway,
That farm's gotten busy the last couple of years.
it has. I think for most people on through there, it is 185, 86. But most of it's right. We are now in the United States programs for the or farther away than that. That's good. So darn.
They saw that and so they just like tracked down all the house. And so they
Benny and Don.
Should I sit over here? How many people are expecting?
There's usually 15 or so.
I think they're all out there. That's everybody. Here, give them a little more space. You're late. Well, not this morning though. Well, there's a hot topic this morning, guys. Fuel. Computers. No, I mean, she'll be right back upstairs. Anybody else want one?
Work bench here, eating lunch. It was nice.
So we got a couple minutes before we come back into session.
Okay, sounds good.
They sent me like 15 of the documents that were not yet. Not right here. That's on the top five, JCC, PCC. I said it right too. All right, at 1 o'clock, we'll call, say, the meeting back to order.
I'll go out.
All righty, thank you, Keith. How are you? Come on in, Shay.
One of these for all of you.
Thank you.
Were you supposed to?
I'm going to speak. I'm trying. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
Okay, so, thank you for letting us come to the meeting today. I'm Eric Davis, I'm the superintendent at Royal Valley, and I've been in charge overall of the Jackson County Communities That Care Coalition over the past year. We kind of rotate as 3 superintendents each year. We kind of rotate that responsibility, and so today we have some bright-eyed young kids that have been working really hard on the topics of alcohol, tobacco, cessation, drug use, stopping drug use, and also we've been working on mental health initiatives a little bit in the last year as well too. And so we're going to have them come up and kind of talk about some of the different activities. Last year we came to the commission and asked for $15,000 in financial support to put on a lot of these different activities with the kids, and so they're going to kind of talk to you about what they've done with that $15,000. So I think Royal Valley's going to go first. If you guys want to kind of stand up here closer, you can come up together and have group support there. Yeah.
Hello, so my name is Samantha Klotz. I'm currently a senior at Royal Valley High School. My name is Athena, and I'm also a senior at Royal Valley High School. And we just want to thank you all for supporting all of the Jackson County JCYC groups. So thank you. And I would like to talk to you about the fall activities we've done at our school this year. So during Red Ribbon Week, some of the RVJCYC members went to the middle school during lunch to talk to students about making positive decisions. We had each student pledge to be drug-free, which I thought was very beneficial coming from the high school students, like seeing a familiar face and it coming from us. So we had Jason Hale, an RV alumni, a senior research assistant. He came to talk to RVHS and RVMS students about the harmful effects of vaping. We also did sticker shock, which we gave bags with stickers that had messages about purchasing alcohol for minors to the liquor stores in Hoyt and in Mayetta. And then we sold candy grams during lunch and donated all the money to RV families in need for Christmas. And we also shared social media posts about the importance of wearing seatbelts.
And then in the spring, we did our Don't Go Breaking Our Hearts, Buckle Up, where we gave out candy hearts during lunch to those students who signed a pledge card. We did our most recent pledge card signing, which is Don't Blow It and Buckle Up. We gave out blow pops to all the students, and then our group also made lanyards for all of our teachers to show their appreciation.
Very cool.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
I've got two things. I'm just gonna give you these slides. You can pass them around. No, I'll talk about it. Sure. Thank you. Hey, my name's Alex Frazier. I'm a junior at Fulton High School.
And I'm Kimberly Fluke, and I'm a sophomore at Home High School.
So the first thing you guys have, there's a blue thing over there, and that is the door decorating contest. So in the winter, we decided to do a door decorating contest like against tobacco. And the theme was keep your lungs cool, don't vape. And the goal was to promote lung health and raise awareness about the dangers of vaping in a fun, visual, and creative way. So we did that during like CRT, which is our like study hour, and you have about an hour. You have like a week and a half to do it. So it was just to get kids to think about it. And then we did Take Down Tobacco, which doesn't have a flyer or nothing. And that's where you go to the Capitol, you go to Tuskegee, you go to the Capitol. The first day, you learn how to talk to the legislators. And the second day, you get to talk to your legislators about tobacco. We talked about raising the age from 18 to 21, which got passed. And then this year we talked about, they want to bring vaping vending machines into Kansas. And we talked to them about why we don't want it to happen.
Good.
And then we had Will Hutcherson, a guest speaker from the ECHO group, and he came to talk to all of our 3 schools, Royal Valley, Fulton, and Jackson Heights. And then he talked about teen mental health, but he made it like really fun and easy to connect with.
And then the other paper that you have was for Red Ribbon Week. We wanted to not only just get the high school involved, but also do the elementary this year, so we gave them that flyer. And so for every day there was like a theme. So I think Monday was red out, so you wore red to promote not doing drugs. And then, so we did that to help spread it in a visual and fun way for our elementary kids. And then it was important for us to not just talk about saying no to drugs, but also do it with everyone and include everyone, not just high schoolers.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So, hi, my name is Gracie White. I'm a freshman at Jackson Heights High School.
I'm Duke Kondo. I'm also a freshman at Jackson Heights.
I'm Emily Chris. I'm a senior at Jackson Heights. So, one of the things we did this year was seatbelt safety. We set up a table during the lunch times where kids could go over there and we basically had them pledge to wear their seatbelts. And if they did that pledge, then they got a piece of candy, so kind of like a little reward thing. And another thing we also participated in was the sticker shop, which is where we took labels and also put stickers like onto bags and we passed them out to like certain stores and everything else that said do not provide to minors, just to raise awareness about that.
We did, during Red Ribbon Week, we had students from elementary and high school to dress up to the themes that we chose, and the participating people that won, they get candy as a reward. And then we also did trunk or treat for Halloween, and we would go to the elementary school and we dressed up our vehicle as a ghost, and then we gave them pencils for JCYC and then a piece of candy.
We also did the door decorating contest, but we did it a little differently. So at Jackson Heights we have houses, which every student is assigned to, and we did a competitive game. And they can only use like materials found at the school. We can't bring in other things, so it's more competitive and they got prizes if they won. And then this Friday we have a play day for the elementary, so we're setting up a stand with a wheel and we're gonna quiz the kids on why you should wear your seatbelt and stuff, and they can spin the wheel and get a prize.
Cool.
Sounds nice.
So I'll just kind of cap it back off. Thank you guys for coming and talking on behalf of the JCC, TCC today, but just to kind of formally request on you guys are in the budget process, if you consider helping our organization stay intact again next year to continue the work. This is always a fun group to be a part of because it's the one area where we get to get all the kids from all 3 schools. We meet 4, 5, 6 times a year and plan together on the different activities. So when you hear Jackson Heights presenting on something, typically Royal Valley and Holden are doing something very similar because they meet on a regular basis and they plan those things out. So anyways, as you guys build your budget, we sure appreciate your consideration. So.
Well, I think it's more than likely that it'll probably be the same. We'll visit that as soon as we get the budget process started. I want to say I appreciate everything you guys do. It's really good for the schools.
Yeah, we appreciate all you guys. This is I look forward to you guys coming up. Just, it's nice to hear from the students, and especially when you know a couple of them. But is that funding enough at this point? I just asked a question.
I was just looking at the budget today, and we just had a short meal and planned right before we came over here on how we're going to talk, and we had spent $14,880. So I think it's going to be right at the $15,000 mark. So I think it is enough, but I mean, if there was more, it doesn't mean that we couldn't plan additional activities, if that makes sense. So.
Okay, great.
We always
I'd like
take
to
a
hear
look
that.
at, we always take a look at that, where that money comes from, and finding ways to spend it in the community that makes the most is enjoyable for us, because so if there is some extra, we'll take a look at that if there's additional things that you guys would like to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. That sounds great.
Perfect.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys want to take a photo with the commissioner?
Yeah.
The commissioner want to take a photo with you?
I guess we can stay seated, they can stand behind.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep. Come on up.
Here, we'll just all scoot in. How's that sound? You're retiring, huh? Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Jump right in there.
Here. All right.
Don't be shy.
I don't know what's going on behind me, but.
All right. That's good, actually.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Bye. See ya.
Thanks,
I get
guys.
another. All right. Thank you. See you, Sam. Good stuff.
Yep. Has everybody read their minutes?
Yeah.
Entertain a motion to approve. There are no corrections?
I didn't see anything.
I didn't either.
Other than who was gonna go down, not a correction, but who was gonna go down. Did I say I was gonna talk to the mayor of Mayetta about the play park, or how were we getting the information?
I don't think we'll be out that. We need more information. You want the clerk's office to reach out to them and set up a time, or?
I don't remember how I worded it there, but did I put in there also that we were gonna see how much money?
Yeah, we're gonna see how much money was in there.
But I think if you guys don't mind, I'd like to reach out to Chad and just visit with him, the mayor,
No, that's great.
and make sure that they're on board with what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll move that we approve the minutes from April 28th.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of April 28, 2025. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Okay.
Just trying to see on here where that budget is. Would that be on this one? For the alcohol fund? Yeah. I'm not
This
sure.
is 333,000 appropriation. The unencumbered amount is 394.
I'm not sure either what.
Which one are you doing?
Banner Creek, halfway, two-thirds of the way down. Why wouldn't that show less than 303? I don't
That's
see.
probably not on this one there. Sure. All right, we'll get that for next week and figure out what we got, so we start the budget, so. Yeah, all the time, we got every quarter.
Am I reading something?
I think I had printed from the bills a treasurer's report.
Okay. I was
How
just
much
curious
is
what was in it right now.
anticipated, or, yeah, anticipated revenue.
Let me see if that's.
Yeah, they added the expense in instead of deducting the expense. That comes out to exactly. That's an expense, right? And that comes out exactly, let's subtract that from that, comes out exactly 33,755. Should have been subtracted that, right?
But it's not.
I just can't find her, so big deal, we'll get it next week and start looking at
So
it.
it shouldn't have gone up.
No. I have a treasurer's report on that.
This is a two-page, printed on 430. It's a two-page,
Oh, this one,
yeah,
okay. So
for capital outlay, capital outlays.
This is what it was after
Everything else is subtracted.
the HOAs.
Okay.
There it is. Here.
Yeah, 60,000. Okay. Okay. So we should be pretty good there. Because I don't know what, we'll probably need to see what's encumbered out of that also, so.
Is it because the check's not written yet?
You wouldn't add it anyway.
It's very good.
Thank
I
you.
actually don't know.
Where is this budget, or where is this derived from, the treasurer's office?
No, these are close reports.
Right, but they're not actually inputting the numbers.
No,
That's done in the treasurer's office.
no, it doesn't.
Okay, so the clerk's office, so
She puts that in on like her budgets and stuff, how much money she anticipates coming in and stuff.
Which one are you looking at?
So if you go to the cap outlay,
Mm-hmm.
go down to the Banner Lake, Banner Creek,
Okay.
shows year-to-date expense. If you subtract that out, looks like they added it in versus subtracting it out.
See what it's talking about there? Got our
It's
banner?
got 390.
On the capital outlay?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the cap outlay.
Should be, unencumbered should be 217, 638, some change.
That's what it looks like.
It just doesn't have a negative behind it. Like somebody forgot to put the minus in if it's in Excel.
Is that one? Is his different because we used his funds and then the grant is gonna pay it back or something?
But would it?
So when they could be put in that way.
I don't know.
Is there still grant money to?
I don't know if I ever, I just know that we paid it out originally out of that. And then it was gonna get deposited.
But even if that's the case, it would have showed back up at 333, 755. if you paid it out and then got a grant reimbursement, it would have been back to the same amount, not an additional. I mean, is Christie upstairs?
She's, good day.
Because your big expense, that should have came out, not. So it's added back in.
That's the only one though, that's our cap.
It's the only one I can see.
It is the only one that way.
And it also doesn't show that the $7,500 is an expense, it shows it as income. Even though it says monthly expense.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the appropriations plus is, 394,872 is the appropriations plus the year-to-date expense. So that 7,500 is nowhere close to anything.
Right. It's
Was-
not even in,
So maybe was some paid out and then he got reimbursement for it?
I don't know. Was he talking about, and I'm trying to think, there was something, wasn't there, that he was waiting on a,
but at the end of the day, it wouldn't show up on this report.
it should, would, in my opinion, it should, no. So, we have to ask about that. Yeah, because it got added in, not taken out for whatever reason.
Ask Aaron, because I mean, that's computer generated, so it's however it's been entered
It is
in.
just-
And it's like something's,
Okay,
back
she's
in.
having she got a report. Being able to talk about it. It's the O5, is it capital?
it's got
Yeah.
like from Manor Lake.
Christie brought medicine reports this morning. She's gonna come down and
Okay. Probably if you'd run that capital outlay for Banner Lake that is detailed, it maybe would show
let me see if
why it's that way.
which one is this? This is the 25 or if this is.
Aaron,
Oh,
Okay,
I don't know which number we're in to write. But those numbers don't.
it looks like those numbers got added in rather than subtracted out.
Well, so this is it's showing the percent that he spent.
it shows the percent.
Yeah,
Right,
that's,
but see here, if you look up here,
61,117.21 got added to
see
333,735.
year-to-date expense.
mhm.
So it's like a positive amount, not a negative amount. And then over here, it's monthly expenses is 75,000. So when you start here and you do this, it's added back in, and this is the total over here. Those figures are added into,
But the 7,500 doesn't show up anywhere.
No,
whether negative or
Let me go
positive.
run just test.
Yeah, just run that for capital
I
outlay.
have it right here, but which number, which report is it?
I need the budget activity.
The 25?
Yeah.
And then where do you type in there?
Okay, so. So this is by, we can only do it by cost centers, and so I can't spread this one out, because it's not in budget.
Just gonna do all of them.
Yeah. This is that print here.
I thought we could do just that number.
No.
It's just
Okay.
slow.
No, I mean, I could as like a general budget. Yeah, there it is, it's at the screen. Nice. Let's see something. Okay, just- Okay. Okay, so they put it on 2 pages,
Okay.
but, so this is his line, okay? He's positive because of his grant reimbursement.
So it does have to be green.
Okay.
Yes, that's what it is it's grant reimbursement.
And then was that for the dogs?
I think it's for the building.
For the building?
Yeah,
Okay.
he applied for grants for that,
Okay.
But why would it show up as a year-to-date expense,
because it's still activity within the fund.
but it's not an expense?
But
That's-
that's just how that system, I don't understand that either, but it's just an activity within,
So that's why it's, that's why it doesn't have a negative behind it, it's
But
just
that
positive,
doesn't-
it goes
But
much.
that doesn't show up anywhere.
well, because that was done this month,
That's the monthly one.
yeah. So that's monthly.
That's-
Yeah.
that's-
Wouldn't you add those two together and get a total year?
Well, so your monthly and year-to-date should all be all added up together. You take the 44 and the 9 and the 7, that's gonna get you to the 61.
Oh, okay.
But how would we have that information? We wouldn't have that information. I mean, you wouldn't know.
Without running that other report to
You
see.
need to break down of it to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what, I mean, for me, looking at this, it looks like a mistake's been made.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean,
So really what you're needing to look at.
yeah, this
here-
this is truly not an expense, so it should never show up on this
But
report.
that's not the way the system works. Everything goes in as 2 different sides.
Right,
Because it was probably paid out first as an expense, and so then we got reimbursed for it, it went back in that same
Yes.
line item.
and there's
Yes.
no way to show it as income?
It is, well, it is as the opposite side, instead of a expense, it's showing up as a credit. Because we'd already expensed it.
But not based on this report.
Yeah, that's just a short version of this report.
Do you see what, do you understand the
Yeah,
confusion?
so I think Christie
It
was
just doesn't-
I'm not sure what report she ran, this is what's gonna show you the details.
Okay, and so even from this, I wouldn't,
Because
I
we wanna
wouldn't
put
be
it
able-
back into the expense line item because it's not income, it's a reimbursement. So
Okay.
we don't wanna show it as an income when it's a reimbursement.
okay,
So on reimbursements, it goes back into that same line item that it came out of.
then can this be changed?
No, that would mess up our entire accounting system. Like, that's not how that works.
Right, and that's my whole point, that for the average person to look at this and go, oh, that's what happened there, nobody would know that.
So what you're needing to do is look at the beginning amount and the ending amount, and then we can give you the other, like those.
But I wouldn't even know that you wouldn't know that, oh, that's year to date, so that's added into a number somewhere, and we don't know what that number.
I mean, I can give you the system people's phone number, and you can call them and tell them.
But
But
yeah,
I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but I understand the way the system works, and this
Right,
makes sense
right.
to me.
But this doesn't.
No, it not all
You
does.
just have to work at it.
Yes.
You'll figure it out.
Yes, no, this makes sense to me.
I promise. You'll
This
figure it out.
isn't income, it's a reimbursement. He had to pay the bills before the grant money came. So then we had to put that money back into his account. It's kind of like taking money out of savings, you have to put it back when you get it back.
It's kind of like kiting checks,
Yeah,
okay?
like,
What?
Kiting checks. You're right, check out one account to cover something else, and then you're right, check out another account to count that, yeah, and it's just all kind of a big circle, right?
yeah. So this, to me, was not income, it's a reimbursement.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you look at these, you have these to have a full picture.
Yes.
But did you know that?
No, I didn't. When she was, I mean, no, one of you said something about the grant fund, which was right. So
Yes.
it
There.
was a positive.
And I didn't know what
It was
reports
a
you guys
positive-
were
it was a
looking at, that's
positive
why it
back
made more
then.
sense for me
Right.
to come down and
We
see
appreciate
how-
it.
What was taken out.
But at least there's not a lot of stuff to do. I mean, as many pages as I thought it was gonna.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you coming down.
You're
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
do appreciate the information. There's just gotta be, I mean, I think there'd be a simpler way to give the information on a weekly basis other than, I mean, the amount of paper that we've had to print off, you know, it seems like a lot to create all these reports and then kind of fumble through them when at the end of the day, I really don't need this full report. There are some reports that indicate what Road and Bridge is doing. Because I don't need to know what Kurt's doing, because Kurt doesn't have a lot of movement in his money. I don't need to know what the treasurer's doing, because they don't have a lot of movement. It's Road and Bridge that we have to make certain decisions on, based on pipe and gravel and those types of things. And if we have a simplified report that shows, based on all the information that we have up to date, a report that shows that, what those account balances are, and it's not every balance, it's the capital outlay rock, it's 0.4%, it's budgeted rock, it's those types of things that we need a balance on, or at least I do on a weekly basis.
Well, so what we could do is if you wanna, you could set up your spreadsheet again, and then when I give them their signature sheets right before I pay bills, and it shows how much their expenses are, you can plug that number in and it'll show you then. But those numbers are only 100% accurate when we pay bills, because
Right.
it's constantly going like this.
I get that.
So
But at the end
that's
of-
what I could do, is I can give you the signature sheets just for those accounts,
So at the
and
end
then
of,
you can
on a
keep it on
Friday,
your own.
on a Friday, you would know that. You
No,
would, you
on
would
the
know,
15th and the end of the month.
but to date, so last Friday, or pick a date, I don't care what the day is, if you look at that report, it's up to date. If there's outstanding bills, that's fine, but at this point in time, we would know. Right?
I mean, depends on how far along I am on entering bills. I mean, if you look up there right now, I have 3 inches to go in it because I've been working on credit cards.
Right.
I mean, so that's not the 15th and end of the month when the checks are going out are the most accurate.
I would agree with you. But if we know that in gravel, out of the 0.4%, they've been pulling money out of there for the last 3 months. On Friday, they know exactly how much gravel they've pulled out of that. And that can go in and be done. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, again, this is a deep, what you handed me here. I mean, there's a ton of paper there. I mean,
I think what we have to be careful of is kind of like, you're doing a spreadsheet and you're doing this up here with the
I
accounting system.
I don't want to do a spreadsheet.
Right, but what I'm saying is we gotta be careful of having two sets of books because
I
the numbers
agree.
will be totally
Yeah.
off, and so.
I agree 100%.
That's why I wanna rely on the clerk's office, so they can get us the information we want,
All
but
of
if
those are
that's,
available in PDF as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to print them.
from what Aaron's saying though, that for the most accurate information, it's gonna be on the 15th and the end of the
Right.
month. This are gonna be our most accurate
Okay.
information.
So if it's the 12th and it's our meeting, and it's not the 15th,
Mhm.
you gotta know what's been encumbered out of equipment. If you got $1 million in
But
that
nothing might not
account,
have
but
been
if you don't
encumbered
have,
at
if
this
you don't
point.
have the encumbered number, you don't know what's left in there, right?
But nothing might have been encumbered if I haven't entered anything yet. That's what I'm saying, like, that's not an accurate representation. If I have this many bills sitting up there to be entered, and it's not an accurate representation. Because there could be right there in that file to enter of those things.
And it's not an actual, I think what she's saying is it's not an actual expense until it is encumbered, and it's not encumbered until she enters it in.
Yeah.
Even though we've approved it, until it's actually entered into the system, it's not encumbered and it's not gonna show coming out of the account.
Yeah.
I understand that, Mark, but what I'm saying is that in order for us to make a decision on a large purchase, if you don't know what's been encumbered, because there was a period of time where we couldn't get trucks, so we would encumber money out of an account, and it might be 6 months before we get that.
And that kind of stuff
And
is
that-
encumbered. If you guys sign a purchase order, that's
Right.
just
I was gonna say, she's
encumbered.
been putting encumbrances
And so
in.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, the simplified version of it, where I was told that you could pull those individual accounts out. So those individual road and bridge accounts out, and it would show what's encumbered and what's actually spent.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's all I need, because to print this entire report and show all the information for all the other departments, I don't need that until it's budget time, because they just don't have the activity that Road and Bridge does. Is that, I mean,
Yes, and Christy will work on getting you those reports. So,
Isn't that in here, I mean, the company,
So you don't
She's
want
showing
Road and
that
Bridge
right
on
now,
all these
really.
pages, you're
Mhm.
saying.
I got some stuff entered last week in the middle of an election in COA list.
The ones that I paper clip should all be road and bridge only except for the capital outlay page because it has everybody's capital outlay. But other than that, it's road and bridge.
okay. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
keep working on it.
All right.
Thanks.
My middle lunch.
yeah, thank you.
Which shows all their expenses and stuff.
But that will be drastically different on this day.
Right. When
And
she
we'll put
posts
new
it,
ones.
when the bills that are, she's putting in gets posted, they don't have the true figures.
So after she posts her bills, I'll have new ones for you for this day. That'll be a lot more accurate than that right
Right.
there. But that's the most accurate.
Okay.
That's from the 30th bills.
All right, do we have anything else?
I don't.
All right, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Did you make a motion?
Oh, sorry.
All right. It's been properly moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried. You get there.